Hello, my friend, and welcome back to Mama Magma Yoga. My name is Tamu, and I'm here with an energy practice that is designed to help you find your effortless flow. So, there's one of two things that could be happening if you've clicked play on this video. The first one is that you are feeling stuck in a rut, that you're constantly butting your head up against a wall with everything that you're trying to do lately, and it feels like the universe is sabotaging you or taking you down, and that you can't get anywhere. The second reason could be that things are working out way too well, and you are able to manifest, you are able to create what you want to have, what you've been longing for, what you've been working so hard to attain. And now all of a sudden it feels like everything's going along really nicely, and you feel a sense of guilt for that happening, or like this is too good to be true. And you start looking around going, okay, when's the bomb going to drop? And so those two things could be at play if you clicked play on this video. So in either case, we are going to explore finding our effortless flow. Through that exploration, we will also discover our magic. We'll call in and access our magic. So today I really do invite you to stand. I invite you to have some music on in the background, something that makes you feel comfortable, but that there's movement to it. Nothing loud and harsh, but something that helps you have fluid movement in your body, something that you can move to and be present with. And I invite you to do things like light a candle, have some incense going, smudge your body, create sacred space around you. So find your tall standing position. Legs, feet are wider than hip width distance apart. Shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. Knees are nice and soft. We're not locked in the knees. We're lifting up through the crown. Now, as we settle in together, hello, nice to see you. I acknowledge that you are here. I see that you are here. We are going to build some energy together. We're creating safe space around a little imaginary fire. And we're going to explore that feeling of effortless ease or effortless flow, or in Sanskrit, Kriya. So, let's settle in together. Let's start to move our body. Let's move our hips a little bit. Maybe making a figure of 8 with the hips, just flowing back and forth. Maybe allowing the hands to move in whatever way that they feel comfortable. And then start to tap into the sound of the breath, because the breath really is the key here. So breathing deep in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth or the nose. It doesn't matter. Maybe you sigh it out. Let something go. Maybe you've had a hard day. Deep breath in. And a long breath out. Another deep breath in. And a long breath out. Keep breathing. Keep focused on the breath. Nice long inhales. Nice long exhales. And listen to the sound of my voice. Now, if you've got earbuds or something in, you can walk away from the screen. You can do your dishes. You can look out a window. You can make some movement around your house. You don't have to stay focused on the screen. I would like you, in these meanderings, in these wanderings, I invite you to think about, to bring into your body. So bring it into the center of your body. Don't just think about it up here. Scratch that. Let's bring it into the center of our being. Imagine that you have a big lotus flower stretching out from your solar plexus. You've got a big lotus flower opening up at your solar plexus. This beautiful lotus flower has soft petals, but they're thick and juicy. It's got gorgeous yellow-orange stamen shooting up from the center. Its roots, or its stem rather, reaches down, down, down into some warm but refreshing depths of a beautiful pond surrounded by trees with sunlight dappling through. That stem is anchored down by roots at the bottom of the pond. Now you have this lovely image. Now start to imagine, allow yourself to open to this idea that this lotus flower is your expression, you blossoming out into the world. Whatever you are creating, whether you're starting a new business, whether you're writing a paper, whether you're simply trying to survive at work, whether you've got a project on the go and a painting happening, a novel you're working on, a piece of music that you're working on, whether you are dealing with a lot of stress at work, those expressions of yourself, that you that is managing through the world, that is navigating rather through the world, is this lotus flower. Now maybe you start to imagine that some of the edges are a little bit frayed, looking a little brown, looking a little tired. You start noticing the impact of some of the stress in your life on this flower. So that can feel a little bit uncomfortable when you see that this flower self is walking around in the world and being impacted, and there's parts of it that are feeling a little bit stressed out by the world impacting. And then you can start to see where there is a lack of effortless flow happening there. There's a lack of magic. There's response to the environment. Maybe there's too much sunshine. Maybe there's not enough nutrients in the soil. Maybe there's stress from animals eating away at you. So these are just metaphors for what could be happening in your real life. But we're playing with it. Now, the main reason that this lotus flower is feeling impacted, is stressed out, this you that is the lotus flower is feeling stressed out, is because you're out of step, out of phase with remembering that you are on the perfect path right now. You have done nothing wrong, either in the instance of everything not going your way, or in the instance of that everything is going your way and you're starting to feel suspicious, like the universe is going to suddenly stop you in your tracks because how could things be going this good for you? Take a moment and really feel that lotus flower. Sink into the sunshine hitting your petals, to the smell on the wind, to the feel of the water underneath you, to the feel of your stem flowing all the way down to the roots that are anchored to the pond floor. Feel the sway of the water. Try to imagine all of those things. Just surrender to it. Meanwhile, keeping an ear out for the sound of your breath. Breathing into this place. Nice long inhales. Nice long exhales. Feeling yourself to be this lotus flower. And simply exist. Simply exist on the pond. One with the water. As you start to experience this more and more, giving way to the sensation that comes up with letting go to this image of yourself as a lotus flower, notice that suddenly all the judgment drops. There is no expectation of what needs to happen, what must happen, or what disaster could strike. There simply is. We simply are. And everything that happens, from the bug eating our leaves to extra sediment being stirred up at our roots, to a wind really blowing us around, is all part of the story of being the lotus flower. There's no right or wrong in any instance. There simply is. And we are all just a flower blooming. Our lives are the continuous movement of growth, and it has its seasons. But ultimately, we are this flower blooming out into the world. And we have a long season from child to elder to death, right? From womb to child to elder to death. And that arc that happens is the natural flow. And the lessons that we learn along the way will be learned sort of no matter how we navigate through our lives, and we all end up going back home. All roads lead home. So no matter what you do with your life, no matter what you take on, no matter what your ambitions or aspirations are, you will go home. You will end up back at home. And you are part of this pond story where there's millions and billions of other lotus flowers moving with you through this cycle of this time on the earth. Now, that doesn't mean, I'm not insinuating apathy. I'm not insinuating that you shouldn't go for your dreams, that you shouldn't have goals or work hard for something. What I'm saying is that you can alleviate stress. You can help yourself feel more in flow with everything by remembering that you are simply a flower blooming, that you are one with the story of the all that is, and that you will inevitably end up home. Then you can begin to come into the now more. You can begin to come from your truth, your purity, with more clarity and with more alignment. Then when you're expressing out into the world, you're more genuinely yourself. And when we are able to come from this place, then magic is able to happen. And we don't feel so shocked by the sudden change of things. When we get uprooted or something shocking happens in our lives, we're able to weather that storm a little bit more and allow for magic and synchronicity to pop up. So the key here is to surrender. Surrender to the breath of the universe. Surrender to the soft flow of self as it moves through you. And to let go of trying to have control over how you're getting home. Have the intention in your heart. Have the willingness to work, to put one foot in front of the other, to do what you know to do in this moment. But things change, and effortless flow is a surrender to adapting to that change and allowing that change to take place and being resilient and changeable and adaptable within the self so that we can go from one point of view, okay, I'm doing this. Oh, no, I got to shift and I've got to move in another direction now. So my little offering of imagining yourself to be a lotus flower floating on the pond of life, I hope you find helpful and that you can return to that image, that sense of the lotus flower blossoming from your being, endlessly blossoming from your being. It never stops blossoming. It keeps unfurling and opening. And it has seasons, but there's that underlying of the flower and the renewal of the petals. And the petals are the directions, the intentions, the family members, the movement, the attraction. And they keep unfurling. And you allow yourself to feel at one with that water that you are part of, with that group that you are moving with, that is humanity. Then hopefully it's an image that can help you find and settle into and surrender to the breath of the universe and the effortless flow of the all that is as it moves through you in constant change and blossoming. So I invite you to sit and feel this more, to stay in meditation, to listen to the sound of your breath as you just feel yourself to be this lotus flower, listening to the music that hopefully you've put on, smelling the incense, smelling the smudge or the sage that you have burned, feeling comfortable in your own body, and just sinking into that state of effortless flow for as long as you possibly can. And I hope that you return to this practice whenever you need that moment of tuning back in, of remembering that you are a lotus flower on the pond of life. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm so very honored to be your humble guide, and I can't wait to see you next time. The light in me honors, cherishes, and is in awe of the light in you. Namaste.